All right, we're back. Not sure what happened there, but everything just dropped. The whole feed dropped. But we're back. Not sure what happened there, but I think there was a power spike or something. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, we are back. We're back. We're live. We're here. We're here. Can't keep a good man down, right? Can't keep a good man down. We're back. What's going on, Aaron? Yeah, I don't know what happened. We dropped the feed on that one. But should be good to go now. Hopefully there's no more spikes or nothing like that. So jump right back into it, guys. We were doing the game day breakdown, talking about Indiana, the height advantage that they have. They go to the bench for almost 37% of their total minutes, 29% for Iowa. One thing that Iowa relies on is that three ball, but they're damn good at it. They're the number 4 in their own conference there in the Big Ten. I think they're 80th overall in all of Division One. They knock down 35%, and they actually rely on 31% of their total points to be from out deep as well. Definitely, we're back. Can't keep a good man down. So just was a little modem rebooting, which I was not aware of. So lean on this one, guys. I do like the dog. I think the dog steals the a win on the road, a big win on the road, and I think they hand Indiana their 5th straight. So close game, so I'll take the 2. Indiana may come away with the victory and get them by a point and win on the money line. However, if I was going to be betting this game, which as of right now I'm not, but I do lean towards Iowa plus the 2 points in this scenario. I like the road dog here. So with that being said, let's keep the theme rolling. We're going to do another game day breakdown for everybody coming right up as well. Next one on the list. Let's just jump around, all right? Let's jump around. And let's talk about we'll do it. Washington and USC. All right, Washington and USC. All right, we'll talk about my Trojans. Can they extract revenge from their 32-point loss against Washington back on January 5th? Good afternoon, Who Dat Bob. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you found this live stream because the last one cut out on us just a couple minutes ago. So small little crowd. I'm sure it'll start building. Hey, we already got a hater back. That's the amazing thing. It's probably my buddy down there in Tampa, Florida. Can't get enough of me. Infatuated, in love with me. I should probably let him know that I'm happily married and I don't swing his way. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if you swing that way, that's perfectly fine. I won't judge. Corey, what's going on? Who Dat Bob? All right, well, I guess I need to send you the address to send it to for where I'll be. Because that sounds like a good one. Mardi Gras a week from Tuesday, the end of King Cake season. Uh-oh. All right. Remind me when I text you to give you the address for where I'll be. Speaking of where I'll be, the second weekish in April will be in Northern California. And Joe Jett, yeah, they can definitely do that. They can definitely do that. No doubt about it. I don't know if Guaranteed Saturday is going to stay up there for $50, though. So if they're going to do it, they probably want to do it quick. Titus says, yes, indeed, USC can and will get the revenge today. We're going to find out. We're going to take a look at the Huskies, guys, who are definitely trending in the wrong direction. They have lost 6 straight games. They have not won since January 16th. They have not won in the month of February. They have not won towards the second half of January, with losses to Oregon, which started it all, then Utah, then Colorado, then Arizona, Arizona State, Washington State, and today they get our Trojans, guys. Our USC Trojans also on a nice little losing streak. They've lost 3 straight games against Colorado, Arizona, and Arizona State as well. 2 of those games were away games. They did lose at home against Colorado. They lost by 21. Colorado put the whooping on them there at the Galen Center, excuse me. Speaking of the Galen Center, holds a little over 10,000 fans. It's got a home court advantage of 3.2, so not one of the tougher places to play, but you're going to give them a full point for playing at home court on the Galen Center. When you're taking a look at the line on this game, guys, first of all, scroll down towards the bottom when you're looking for the odds in this game. You'll find game 669, 670 in this one. USC actually opened up as a 3.5-point favorite. That line is now down to 3. Total opened up at 137.5. It's up to 138. I'm seeing 138.5 in a couple spots. However, it seems to be par for the course is 138 all over the place. Taking a look at both of these teams side by side. First of all, both on a bad losing streak, none more than the Huskies, guys, who have lost 6 straight games. They're 2-9 in conference play. You've got the Trojans, guys, 6-5 in conference play, 17-7 all year long. They have struggled. They've struggled in conference play. They generally play extremely tough at home, guys. They've got 2 home losses on the year, 1 to Temple as well as 1 to Colorado. DJ Wavy says, good morning, bro. We lost Houston with 3.9 seconds. Why make a layup? It was actually 1 second. 3.9 seconds left on the clock, and they ended up making that layup with a second left. But yeah, you can't factor those in. Houston should have been able to pull away by more than 5.5, and that last layup shouldn't have happened. Or shouldn't have mattered in the first place. But that's gambling, and those things happens. But as long as you've got solid information, you end up on the right side more than the wrong side. So, but back to the Trojans and the Huskies, guys. Definitely going to be a good game between 2 teams that are both desperate for a win. You got the Huskies, who are hitting 51% from the field. They're hitting 33.5% from out deep. They convert 51.5% of all their 2-point plays, and they're a 70.5% free throw shooting team. However, when they enter conference plays, every one of their numbers dropped in every single category. Turnovers went from a high of 21.4 to even higher, 22.5. They are the worst team. They commit the most turnovers per offensive possessions of any team in all of the Pac-12. In just Pac-12 conference play, they're from the field went from 51 down to 47.8%. They're now shooting 32.9% from out deep. Those 2-point plays, which is what they were excelling at, hitting 51.5%, is down 5% to 46.5%. They're down over 4% shooting from the charity stripe, down to 67%. They are the worst team in the Pac-12 when it comes to shooting free throws. All right, taking a look at the Trojans, guys, hitting 49.6% from the field. They rebound. Offensive rebounds are 31.6%, 4.5% more than what the Huskies average on average per game. They hit 35.2% from out deep. They convert 48% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. Not the best free throw shooting team in the Trojans, guys, hitting 68%. That number's up to 69.5% in conference play, though. For the most part, their numbers all stayed the same in conference play, all within a couple tenths of a percent either direction. 2-foul participation, I'm definitely going to say there's a huge advantage for the Trojans. Trojans participate, but just 13% of the time. However, there's a 54.5% percentile next to the 2-foul participation for the Washington Huskies. And that's just a coaching strategy by Mike Hopkins, and just shows, just how he feels about his bench by keeping his players on the court for over 54% of the time with 2 fouls in the first half. He's risking a lot. Height advantage is over a half-inch height advantage on average per player. For Washington, they're the bigger team. They both go to the bench for over 27% of the minutes. Andy Enfield, the coach for the Trojans, guys, I really like him. I really like what he's put together. However, this is their first First time having a little losing streak. They have not lost back-to-back games until this last little stretch when they lost from Colorado to Arizona. Then they lost to Arizona State, both on the road. So they're riding a 3-game losing streak. They're at home where they've only lost 2 times this year in 2 very tough games. So, this one, guys, I'm not a big fan of the Trojans laying 3 against a team that beat them by over 30 points not too long ago. However, when you take into consideration that, this is a team that just lost 6 straight, they can't win on the road. Their backs up against the wall. They're a basic dumpster fire as of right now. I do like the Trojans, and that's not a biased opinion because I am a USC fan. I do like them. I do. If I was going to bet them, and as of right now I'm not, but if I was going to bet them, I'd take them on the money line at minus 145. You can find them at 143 at a couple spots as well. But if I was going to do anything at all, I would lay the money line. I'd lay the little extra juice just because USC themselves, they've lost 3 straight, although 2 of them were to the Arizona schools on the road. They did have that one loss at home. So then that part does scare me. Even though they've played exceptional at home, they're going to be playing a team that just beat them by 32 points. I think USC is the better coach team. I think they have the better talent. I just don't think they were rolling when they came in into Washington and they got their butts kicked. So for this one, I do lean USC, but I recommend it on the money line if it was me personally. If I was betting it, it would be on the money line. Alrighty, so now with that being said, going to jump into another game day breakdown for everybody. If you're new to our YouTube channel, first of all, we were streaming live a little bit ago. We dropped the feed. We were up to like 80 people strong at that point, or whatever it was, high 70s, low 80s, I can't remember. So we did drop the feed on that one. However, we are back streaming live. So if you missed a beat, all we did was we gave out a lean on Iowa plus the 2, as well as the USC Trojans on the money line today. And we're going to start rolling back into our program and get everything rolling again. So if you're new to our YouTube channel, first of all, hit that subscribe button. Take 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. We go live 7 days a week. All right, Monday through Friday we go live. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, breaking down all things sports betting, guys. Monday through Friday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Saturdays and Sundays we go live 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, dark and early in the mornings on the weekends as well. So you do not want to miss a beat. James, what's going on? I see you just signed up for 3 days in my personal place. You get 3 days free. However, I have not sent them out yet, so you don't need to call in. But if you're watching, I'll make sure that you get them. As soon as I release them, I will send them to you as well. Let's see here. There's another one as well to thank. Joseph, thanks for jumping on board. Buy 3 days of premiums. Get 3 days free. Always glad to have you back with us, brother. I just made sure that they added the extra 3 days to your account. I know you just signed up as well. Lance and Scott, thanks for jumping on board. Scott, I know you jumped on board our big Sunday winner. Lance, you jumped on board. What was it? My game of the week for tomorrow. That'll be posted a little bit later as well. So for everybody that's just jumping on board, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always it's going to be a great time, and we made some money yesterday. We're going to keep it rolling today. So next game day breakdown that we're going to do. Let's just touch on another matchup today. UCF at home against Wichita State. Wichita State, guys, looking for a much needed monster win. This is a 7 p.m. Eastern time game, guys. It'll be televised for you guys. National television for this one. ESPN2. It's going to be held at the CFE Federal Credit Union and Arena, guys. For UCF, guys, the Knights 13-10 on the year, 4-7 in conference play, winners of 2 straight against East Carolina and Tulsa. This is a revenge game for them. They already lost to Wichita State on the road. They lost by 8 on the road. They gave Wichita State a run for their money back on January 25th, but they fell 8 points short of tying it and making it go to overtime. That was a little stretch. One thing that UCF has had is they've had some bad stretches. They've had more bad stretches than they've had good stretches. Most notably was their 3-game losing streak against Wichita State, Memphis, and South Florida. But they've bounced back strong with 2 wins, both away and home. And playing at home is something that you have to look at. They lost to Miami at home. Okay, obviously Miami no slouch. They lost to Temple at home. Temple also beat USC. at home as well. They lost to Cincinnati at home. They lost to Memphis at home. And most notably, they've got wins over South Florida and Tulsa at home. So, playing at the CFE Federal Credit Union Arena, holds 10,000 fans. Believe it or not, it has a decent home court advantage of 3.5. It makes it the 102nd toughest place to play in Division I. In this one. So you're going to give a full point, possibly a point and a half, maybe, on this one as well. Taking a look at the odds on this one, guys. You don't have to scroll down too far. It's game 623, 624. Wichita State opened up as a 2.5 point favorite. That line is now up to 3, and it's trending upwards, all right? I'm already seeing 3.5 at a couple books. Most notably, DraftKings, the MGM here in Vegas, the D Casino, and Stations. Bovada just bumped it to 3.5. However, it's still holding strong at 3 in some spots. Total opened up at 133, where it's moving. All right, it's definitely moving. MGM's and the D Casino still have it at 133. Bovada, Bet DSI 134. 5 Dimes 134. Westgate 133.5. So it's definitely moving in the upwards direction on the total on this one as well. Taking a look at Wichita State, guys. Losers of 3 straight. They've lost 5 out of their last 7 games with losses to Temple, Houston, Tulsa, Cincinnati, and Houston the second time, both home and away. And the away game against Houston was their last loss, where they lost 76-43. All right, the game against Cincinnati at home, where they got beat on their home court when they got beat playing there at the Charles Koch Arena, they lost by a single point. Okay, they lost on the road to Tulsa by 3. They've had some close games and they've had some close losses as well. They just haven't been able to put away teams. Most notably UCF winning by 8 as well. And then here they are. They beat them by 8 on their home court, and they're expecting. A lot of people are betting them right now, and that line is definitely moving. It'll be 3.5 everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one hit 4 or higher later in the day. Taking a look at both programs side by side. First of all, let's start with the defense. Wichita State definitely has the edge when it comes to defense. They've got the 15th best defense based on adjusted efficiencies in all of Division I. Okay. UCF coming in with defense, we've got them ranked 78th when it comes to the defensive side of things with adjusted efficiencies. When it comes to the offensive side of things, first of all, both are still lacking in certain categories. Wichita State has a ton of red when it comes to their stats, and it's bright red when you're in conference play. They've been an absolute dumpster fire as of late in conference play. They're 5-5 in conference play after starting out 3-0. Well, there you have it. They've lost 5 out of their last 7 conference games. And taking a look at all the numbers, first of all, Wichita State hitting 46% from the field. They hit 31.6% from out deep, 45.6% of all their 2-point plays, 69% free throw shooting. Every number has dropped for Wichita State in conference play. Brian, what's going on, sir? Wichita State, I emphasize caution on. Every number dropped. Their turnover percentage went up. They're now hitting 42.4% from the field. They're converting only 28% from out deep, 42% of all their 2-point plays. Free throw shooting dropped 2% down into the 67 percentile. Their shots being blocked went from 11.6 up to 14.3. All right, taking a look at UCF, they hit 48.8% from the field. Not the best 3-ball shooting team. However, on their worst day, it's still better than what Wichita State's putting out, converting just 32% of all their 3-point plays. They're converting 49.4% of all their 2-point plays, and they're a 70% free throw shooting team. They've been able to limit turnovers. They convert 29.2% of all their rebounds or offensive rebounds. They do not participate in the 2-foul participation. UCF comes in at 3.7%. Either does Wichita State, under 2% as well. There's a full inch height advantage on average per player for UCF coming in as the bigger team. They're the more experienced team when it comes to teams playing together, and both teams go to the bench for over 37% of their total minutes. One area that Wichita State relies on is the 3-ball for 30%. Almost 31% of their total points come from out deep, and this is a team that absolutely struggles from out deep. They absolutely struggle from out deep. With this line, guys, being 3.5 and getting higher. Obviously, it's a revenge game for Central Florida. Wichita State, their backs up against the wall. There's no doubt about it that Greg Marshall, he knows they need a win. They've lost 3 straight. They've lost 5 out of their last 7 games. They haven't won on a road game or won on the road since January 21st against South Florida. Okay, another one of those South Florida teams. So here we are. Wichita State backs up against the wall. I think they may walk away with a victory here, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a close game. That line moving to 3.5. I would personally wait, and I would take the dog here. I like the home dog here. I like Central Florida. I like UCF in this scenario. I think they're the more rounded team, how the team is playing. Wichita State may have the more talented players, but they're not playing as a whole. You could see it in their shooting. You could see it in their stats. Every category is in bright red in conference play. In conference play, they've absolutely got it handed to them. And, for this one, I'll take UCF plus the 3.5. However, I would wait. I would wait later in the day and see if you could actually get higher. Okay? I would definitely wait and see. Robert says they're 18-4 against the spread in this situation. Wichita State, well, no offense, but 18-4 in this situation. That's going back how many years? Well, there's with those stats and that situation, there's going to be kids that weren't even on that team still. So it's about what you're doing now in college basketball, not what you did last year, the year before that, or the year before that, or the year before that, or hell, even 3 months ago. College basketball is all about what you're doing right this second. What are you doing recently? And that's what matters in college basketball. That's what a lot of people make a mistake on, as they start basing things off of stats and trends from years past. This is not the NFL that's been fielding the same teams, for multiple years. Same thing with college football. These are not the same teams where we've got, players playing from, a redshirt freshman to a senior year, where you can actually base it on, things that both teams have performed. These are teams where they have a one and done program. They play 1 year, they play as a freshman, they go to the NBA after that. Robert Allen says, against a team with a winning record on the road, they're 13-4. Take all that stuff and you're gonna base that off of team, 13-4 against teams with a winning record. Okay, well, you have to look at some of the teams that they've played on the road. South Carolina, Oklahoma State, UConn, South Florida, Temple, Tulsa, Houston, and they haven't had 17 games on the road this year. I mean, they've only played 23 games, so a lot of those stats aren't even based off of what they're doing now. So I take those numbers. A lot of people, a lot of sites like to give you those numbers. It's called fluff. Okay, a lot of it's called fluff. That way, it's just giving you guys content to base your bets off of. When in reality, it doesn't mean ding dong to what the outcome of today will be. Maybe Wichita State blows them out of the water, but based on how they've been playing in the past 7 games, I highly doubt it. They beat them by 8 on their home court. Would you consider it a lock because they're laying 3.5 on the road? No, I wouldn't. Now, they have proven that they can win on the road. They beat Oklahoma State on the road. They beat UConn, and they're on their own home court. It took double overtime to get the victory, and they got to win over South Florida. They're 3-3 on the road this year. They also got losses to Temple, Tulsa, and Houston on the road. So this is a 50-50 team on the road. Skip, how am I feeling on the total on this one? As far as the total on this one, I think the total being 133 is a little on the high side. Not by much, maybe by a basket or two. I actually had the game at 131, so I guess I'd have to say that I lean towards the under in this one, but not enough to want to bet it. So a small little lean towards the under as well. Under what is it, 133.5 right now? Actually 134 now. Stations has it 134.5. So it's trending upwards. I mean, I would lean towards the under 134.5, but not enough to want to bet it. Not by a 2.5 point difference or 3.5 point difference from where I had the line at. Robert Allen says UCF has covered one of the last 6 at home. If you think these kids are worrying about covering spreads at home, you're wrong. That's where a lot of people go wrong. If you think these kids or these coaches are worried about covering spreads at the college level at home, they could care less. They're just trying to walk away with a conference victory. Oscar, how are you, sir? Welcome. Thank you for tuning in from Spain. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. About the only thing that matters when it comes to college basketball is being up by double digits. Being up by double digits if they win. That is actually factored into their rankings. It's actually been proven that how they beat a team is factored into their rankings. But if you think the kids over at Central Florida care about covering spreads, they just care about getting a victory. Getting a conference victory. Getting into the big tournament. Getting a chance to get into the tournament. So, it's my opinion. But hey, what do I know? And UCF 4-7 in conference play. 5-5 for Wichita State. Matt says that's spot on. Nobody cares about the spread. A win is a win. Brian says, hi, Oscar from Canada. Everybody welcome Oscar tuning in from Spain. Glad to have you. Skip F, Wichita State needs a win, most notably. Both teams need a win. Both teams need a big win. I do agree. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a very close game. Wichita State may walk away with a victory, but I don't think they smoke them on the road. They've proven that they can't do that on the road. They haven't had a big road win since their road win against Oklahoma State back on December 8th. What teams do I like to get to the Final Four? I don't know. Off the top of my head. I got a lot better things to do than come up with brackets and bracketology in the month of February, if you know what I mean. Not to be rude or anything, but I'm looking at games for tomorrow and for Saturday and for Sunday, not who's going to make it. To be honest, I could care less who makes the Final Four. Makes no difference to me, but we're going to bet them along the way. I specialize on what we're doing now, not what we're doing in a month and a half. A lot of stuff can change. All right, so I'm gonna do another breakdown for everybody. Keep it rolling. Can't stay on for too much. Yeah, Skip, I did Iowa plus the 2. Can't stay on for too much longer. But we're definitely going to break down some games for you guys, see if we can't do another game or two for you guys. Alrighty, here we go. Here will be a good game. Colorado at Oregon. Hold on one second. Rob, no problem. My pleasure. Oscar, you want guaranteed plays? Go to our website, cappersdirect.com. Click on the guaranteed tab. I got my big guaranteed game of the week tomorrow. $50 as well. Don't forget, guys, buy 3 days, get 3 days free. Going on today, buy 3 days, get 3 days free. Premium plays or my personal plays. Buy 3 days, get 3 days free. And then my game of the week. My game of the week will be posted later on today for tomorrow. on sale for just $50, guaranteed to win, or you will get the next one absolutely free. We'll have that posted on the website a little bit later today. So without further ado, let's take a look at the 9 p.m. Eastern time game that will be on ESPN. Randy G is Game of the Week, college basketball. Yes, sir. Joey Sawyer, what happens when your guaranteed ends up a loss? Well, guaranteed to win, or you get the next one free. It's right there in the description. Because obviously sometimes things happen. But we'll take care of you and we'll get you the next one free if for some reason it loses. I don't have a game of the day. Don't have a game of the day, but we've got our premium plays, my personal plays. But feel free to go to the website, cappersdirect.com, click on the premium tab or the guaranteed tab. Scroll down, take a look at the packages that we have. You can click the link above. It'll take you right to the page. You can take a look at the packages. We've got something for everybody up there. Big or small, we can take care of everybody. All right, guys, taking a look at the 9 p.m. Eastern time game between Colorado and Oregon. 9 p.m. Eastern time, it's game 655, 656. Revenge game for Oregon, guys. Revenge game for Oregon. Here they are, opened up as a 4-point favorite. They're now laying 4.5. It's trending upwards towards 5. Total opened up at 139. It's down to 135 in a couple spots. 135 and a half in a couple spots as well. Viva Franco, what's going on? Don't understand what you're saying, but welcome to the show. Hopefully you can understand my English. All right, guys, Colorado, if you guys remember, they already beat Oregon this year. They beat them by 9 on their own home court. All right, they opened up conference play against Oregon, and they got a nice big win. No problem, Viva Franco, no problem at all. You can, I believe that's Spanish. I'm not sure, but feel free to chat. You're always more than welcome to. But here they are, guys. You got the Buffaloes headed to Eugene, Oregon, playing today. When they're done with that, they get Oregon State as well. Riding a 3-game win streak, beating my Trojans back on February 1st. They also beat Cal. They beat the Stanford Cardinals as well. Last Saturday, they beat them by 781-74. Taking a look at the Oregon Ducks, guys, 18-6 on the year, 7-4 in conference play. And they were absolutely rolling until they just ran into Stanford. They've lost their last 2 games. They had a 3-game road trip against Cal, Stanford, and Oregon. They lost the last two against Stanford, losing 70-60, and losing to Oregon State just right next to them, 63-53, losing by 10 to them as well, which got them to 7-4 in conference play. They were 7-2. Now here they are, 7-4, looking to extract some revenge against Colorado, guys. And here they are laying the points at home. Line opened up at 4. It's up to 4.5, and I think it's going to go even higher, depending on. I'm still seeing 3.5 in a couple spots as well, depending on where you look, if you look hard enough. Give me 1 second, folks. Let me refresh this thing. I want to take a look at something as well. But first of all, taking a look at both programs, there's no denying, Oregon and their offense. They've got the 9th best offense based on adjusted efficiencies. Colorado comes in, no slouch either, coming in with the 32nd best offense based on adjusted efficiencies. The Colorado Buffalo guys, Tad Boyle and their program, they're 8-3 in conference play. They've won 3 straight. They've won 5 out of their last 6 games. They're absolutely rolling. And before they're 8-3 in conference play, they had 4 straight wins. So they're actually 12-3 in their last 15 games. Okay, the Buffalo are absolutely rolling. And when you take a look at their numbers, they're hitting 51% from the field. They convert just under 31% of their offensive rebounds. They're converting 37.2% of all their 3-point attempts. They're the 27th best 3-ball shooting team in Division I. That number in conference play, 37.6%. They're the number 2 3-ball shooting team in the Pac-12 as well. They're converting 48.6% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. That number rose to 52.3% in conference play. And Colorado's number 1 in the Pac-12 in this category. Number 1 at converting their 2-point plays. They're a 74% free throw shooting team. That's got them the 2nd best free throw shooting team in all of the Pac-12, the 73rd overall. Take a look at the Ducks, guys. 54% from the field, just under 54% from the field. 32.5% offensive rebounding team. They convert 38.3% of all their three-point attempts all year long. The number 14 three-ball shooting team in all of Division I. Luckily for them, Colorado can't defend the three-ball. Colorado, there's a like 90-something teams worse than them, but I mean, they're still in the very low percentile defending the three, giving up 34.8%. And in conference play, that number for Colorado is even worse. They've been allowing Pac-12 teams to shoot up to 37.3% from out deep against them. Oregon converting 51.5% of all their two-point plays. They're a 69% free throw shooting team. However, that number jumped 2.5% in conference play as well. Turnovers. They're a very, very, very low percentage turnover team, 17.4% in conference play compared to the 19.5% for Colorado. Two foul participation. Both participate, but not enough to give a real advantage anywhere. Oregon coming in at 13.5%, 7.8% for Colorado. Height advantage, about a half-inch height advantage on average per player for Oregon. Both go to the bench for 31% of their total minutes. Both rely on that three ball for 31 and 32% of their total points. However, where Colorado relies heavily on is free throw shooting. 22% of all their points, almost 23%, are from the charity stripe. Okay, so that's one thing you're going to have to watch out for in Colorado is their free throw shooting. If you put them on the line, they will hurt you. Okay, if you put them on the line, they will hurt you. Take a look at this one, guys. I think this is going to be a close game. You guys all know I like Oregon. I'm not an Oregon fan, obviously. I'm in the Pac-12. I'm a USC Trojans fan. However, we rode Oregon in the beginning of the year. All right, we made a lot of money betting on Oregon. A lot of money betting on Oregon. We've kind of petered off of them and tailed off from betting them as of late. Because they haven't been making us. There was a little stretch where they weren't making us any money. They were costing us. However, they've been back to making money and putting money in everybody's pocket. However, in this scenario here with Oregon, their last two games against Stanford, Oregon State, riding those 2-game losing streak, they're at home. They have not lost at home all year. Okay, revenge game against Colorado. Colorado guys are riding a 3-game win streak. They've won on the road against USC, which is a fairly tough place to play. Take a look at Oregon guys playing at the Knight Arena, holds 12,541 fans. Home court advantage of 3.9, which makes it the 37th toughest place to play in all of Division I. So for this one, not only do I have a lean on this one, but I'm going to get you guys on a free play as well. Free play on this one as well for everybody. So let me get it loaded up into the screen as well. Give me 1 second, folks. And get it up on the screen for you guys. So got it coming up on the screen. Free personal play. Nice big get back personal play for everybody today. Oregon minus the 4.5. Should be on the screen right now. You guys should start seeing it right now. But Oregon lay the 4.5. I think they get a nice big half. I think they get a nice big bounce back. I think they're the more talented team. I think they're the better coach team here in this scenario. They have not lost at home, and they're definitely looking for, after losing 2 straight on the road, looking for a big monster win. And the fact that they lost a game that they were favored to win and should have won in Colorado, I think we get a good one here. Jonathan, what's going on, buddy? Joey, you're welcome. Skip, you're welcome as well. So, with that being said, we're not going to get off yet. So, if you guys are here for free plays, you never know, you may get something else out of me. But we're going to do another breakdown. We'll do one more breakdown for everybody as well. And I know there was a couple requests for the Memphis and Cincinnati game. So we'll take a look at the Memphis and Cincinnati game for everybody before we get out of here. It's another 7 p.m. Eastern time game on ESPN. Okay, this will be for the before the Colorado and Oregon game. So we'll help you guys out with another national televised game. 5.5, probably too much. 5.5 probably too much. But the Oregon line is definitely moving. So if you're going to bet it, I'd bet it sooner than later. Or make sure you get it under 5. They should have no problem covering the 5.5, but it's, to me, you start losing value when that line moves. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Give us a big thumbs up in the video. X out of the live chat. Hit the thumbs up button as well. And if you haven't already done so, if you're new to our YouTube channel, take 1 second out of your day, hit that subscribe button right down below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you get notified each and every single time we drop content. We go live 7 days a week, 365 days a year, putting out free content, guys. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you do not miss a beat. And remember, the buy 3 days, get 3 days free is going on now. You do not want to miss out. Do not miss out. Do not miss out. Do not miss out. Yeah, the last second buzzer beaters definitely hurt. All right, so let's get on to this game, guys, for you guys. That way we can make sure we have time to do the breakdown. 625, 626, Memphis, Cincinnati. Cincinnati opening up as the 6.5 point favorite. It is now up to 7. Total open up at 138.5. It's down to 137.5. 138 seems to be about the norm, depending on where you're looking. Taking a look at the Memphis Tigers, guys, they've won 3 out of their last 4 games against UCF, Connecticut, Temple. However, they did just lose to South Florida at home. They just lost 75-73. First of all, you know, they're 6-4 in conference play of the American Athletic Conference. They're 17-6 on the year. So first of all, one thing that you want to look at is, can Memphis play on the road? Can Memphis play on the road? They beat UCF 59-57. Okay. They just lost to Tulsa back on my birthday, January 22nd. They got smoked by 40. Okay. They got smoked by 40 on the road. Taking a look at, they had another win over South Florida. They beat them by 4. They lost to Wichita State by 9 on the road. They had road wins against Tennessee and UAB, both beating Tennessee by 4 and UAB by 8. They had a neutral site victory over NC State. And they had a semi-away game against Oregon where they lost. Oregon beat them by 8 on a semi-away game there. So they do have the capability to play away from the FedEx Forum and get wins. However, they haven't been a very dominant team on the road. But again, college hoops, guys, Division I, it's definitely very tough to play on the road, especially in that American Athletic Conference. AAC, guys, is not an easy conference to play in and get road wins. That's why we see them at 6-4 on the year in conference play. Taking a look at the Bearcats, guys. John Brennan and his program, they're 15-8 on the year, 8-3 in conference play. You know, 5 of their 8 losses came outside of conference play. Since they got into conference play, they've been absolutely rolling. Their only losses to Tulane, Memphis, who they already lost to 60-49 on the road. And, you know, here they are getting their revenge game coming up. And then, obviously, UConn. They just had an overtime loss in UConn. Matt says, Kyle, I had to step out. My book has it at -5.5. You still like it? I do, but not really that much. Anything over 5, I start getting a little leery on this game. I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout. Who knows? Maybe it will be. Maybe Oregon will play their lights out today and extract that revenge. But I think Colorado balls out with them today. So anything over 5, and I start getting a little, I don't like it as much. But if you can get it at 5 or 5.5, if that's what you're stuck with, I still like it. Just not huge. Just not huge. So back to the Cincinnati Bearcats, guys. John Brennan and his program, they're coming off their loss on the road against Connecticut. How do they play at the Fifth Third Arena, guys? Holds 12,012 fans, 3.9 home court advantage, big home court advantage, 39th toughest. So you're going to give a 2-point advantage just for the fact that they're playing at home, okay? You know, here the line is 7, neutral site game. It would probably be sitting around 5 right now if this was a neutral site game, with the Bearcats being the big favor. Taking a look at both programs, first of all, Memphis offense has absolutely been struggling. You know, one aspect is they're a very fast-paced program. They average 15.3 seconds on average per possession. When you go fast, if you're not an accurate shooter, if you can't make your layups, if you can't make your transition shots, you're going to struggle when it comes to shooting. That's the reason why some of their percentages are low. However, one aspect where they lack it is turnovers, and that's because they're a fast-paced team. You're more prone to turnovers when you are a faster-paced team. When you're going faster, you make mistakes. I know we got a frozen screen, so let me fix that one for everybody real quick as well. Get that frozen. These numbers from Memphis are because they are a fast 0.3 seconds on average when it comes to getting a shot. Field 34.5% from out deep and dunk, and then they struggle on the charity stripe, hitting just under 51% from the field. They convert just under 32% of all their rebounds or offensive rebounds. Same scenario as Memphis. They convert only just under 32% of all their three-point plays, okay? However, they're converting 52.4% of all their two-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. And again, another 68 percentile team when it comes to free throw shooting. So, Cincinnati struggles on the free throw line. And two foul participation, look there. Is there an advantage? 9.6% of the time for Cincinnati, 5.5% of the time for Memphis, okay? No advantage there, height advantage. There's an 1.5-inch height advantage on average per player from Cincinnati. Cincinnati on average per player is the bigger team. Cincinnati goes to the bench for 30% playing time, 39% for Memphis as well. Experience level, definite edge for Cincinnati. Cincinnati relying on three-pointers, 27% of all their total points, three-pointers. Same thing with Memphis, very similar numbers. I see both of these teams very similar numbers. However, when you take a look at the defense, there's definitely an edge for Memphis when it comes to the D, holding teams to 42% shooting. They're number one in Division I in this category. Number one in Division I in this category. Okay, number one in their conference at blocking shots as well. So definitely advantage when it comes to defense. Memphis, I think the line here is off. I really, really, really do. But I don't think it's off by much. Not enough to make me want to bet it. I don't think Memphis should be getting 7 on the road against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a quality program, but I don't think they're a great program that should be laying 7 points against a Memphis team that has the capability to beat them on the road. I mean, they already beat them once. They already know the recipe to beat them, and which makes it a tad bit easier when you already know how to beat them. However, getting that second victory is always tough. So for that, on this one, guys, I do lean towards Memphis plus the 7 in this one. I do lean towards Memphis plus the 7. So there's that one as well. So there's that one, guys. I do have to wrap it up. Unfortunately, I do have to wrap it up. We've been live for about 2 hours total between both live streams, the first one and this one. I do apologize for the internet cutting out during the first one. As always, we'll always be live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, same time, same place. If you haven't done so, X out of that live chat, give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work. We definitely appreciate it. When you do, it definitely helps us out, get our videos trending on YouTube. Also, remember the buy 3 days, get 3 days free. That sale ends today. So if you're on the fence, about it, make sure you jump on board it, okay? If you already have a package, if you're one of the people that got extended and you know your package is getting ready to expire, you might want to take advantage of the sale because it won't be here tomorrow. And then you can still take advantage of it today, and we won't start it until your next package ends. So as always, we always make sure when you purchase the buy 3 days, get 3 days free, if you're not up on games at the end of your time, so if you buy 3 days, get 3 days free at the end of the 6 days, if you're not up, we take care of you until we do. Okay, it's our golden rule. So, and everybody can attest to that. We always make sure that your investment's worth it. So it don't matter if we go on a little bad, little losing streak and we got to take care of you for a month, not a problem. We'll take care of you. All right, we will take care of you. All right, guys, so enjoy that free play we gave out a little bit ago. Eddie Sports Money, can the sale be extended for tomorrow? I doubt it. It probably won't be. I was already told today would be the only day that they did it. Terry, thank you, sir. I'm glad you love the breakdowns. But Eddie Sports Money, feel free to email in and ask. The more people that ask about it, the more likely they are. You know what I mean? Feel free to email them, cd@cappersdirect.com. Don't forget, my game of the week will be posted later today. My game of the week for tomorrow will be posted on the website later today. My game of the week is tomorrow. Got it on sale for $50 for you guys. So with that being said, guys, I am out of here. If you're on my personal plays, I'll be getting those sent out to you here shortly, okay? So hang tight, stand by. We'll get those out to everybody that's on my personal plays, everybody that just signed up for them as well. Rod, Steve, James, thank you all for jumping on board my personal plays. I'll get you added to the list as well as everybody else that jumped on premium plays and our games of the week and all of that good stuff. So with that being said, good luck. Always bet within your means. And don't do anything stupid. We'll see you guys all live tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, same place, same time.